Okay, y'all. Friday morning, man. A day in the life. A day in the life, man. It's Friday morning, and yeah, man. I'm Friday morning, and yeah, I'm doing great, man. I feel great, y'all. Uh, I tell you what, moving around a little bit yesterday with that push mower and stuff, that really made me feel pretty good, man. My back wasn't hurting as hard as it usually hurts at night. Sometimes at nighttime, my lower back killing me, man. Uh, I guess that's from bumping around the mower. So just moving around a little bit more, you can be out here and be in the heat and be in a business like this. And if you're the owner uh, and you hire guys to do stuff, you can find yourself not having to do a lot of stuff, not having to do a lot of physical stuff. Just that, you don't really exert yourself. Now, mentally, you have to because, well, that's that's why you hire guys, so you don't have to do all the physical stuff, but you have to do a lot of the mental stuff. Well, you have to do all the mental stuff that you would normally do plus the physical stuff. When you hire somebody, you still got to do all the mental stuff plus a little bit of the unknown because you don't know what a guy's going to do. So that's a mental part too, and but less of the physical part. So whenever I get in a position I where I find myself doing some of the more of the physical stuff, I always adapt and I always seem to feel better after I do that. Right. Uh, my guy, he's been a pretty good guy out here, but he's young and he doesn't understand a lot of things about life yet, and it's starting to bite him a little bit as we get into the midsummer. So the thinking is, I'm gonna have to cut his time back. I got to, because I can't count on it, you know. And like I said yesterday, I'm not gonna. And yesterday was a little more of a rant. I've slept on everything, and but I can't afford to put all my eggs in a 16-year-old basket. That's pretty much, and I never have done that before, and I don't see me ever doing that. Uh, I didn't create a business like this only to be run around and to be manipulated by the help. And I'm not saying that's what he's doing, but that's the way I feel sometimes. Uh, because when a guy don't come to work, to me, what he's saying is, I don't give a damn what you got on the schedule, Ray. It don't matter. Especially a guy that's been out here for a minute and they kind of know everything. They know what I have to go through. And for a guy just to lay out, at will, well, that's not acceptable, man. And I can't moving forward. I can't continue to do that. I can't continue to put myself in harm's way. I mean, that's just, number one, it ain't smart. Number two, it's bad business. So my thinking is, I'll use Cam as needed. Cam probably won't be able to work out here on Mondays or Tuesdays. He probably, and he doesn't have to do anything. It doesn't, I'm probably going to have to cut his hours back to a Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's just how it's got to be. And if he can't handle that, then okay, because at the end of the day, he's only working about that much anyway. The only difference is the way it is now. I don't know that. See, I don't know that's what's going to happen, because every week it seems to be something. And it always, we're not talking about rocket science here. This happens every year with every employee I've ever had. It starts getting hot and these guys start getting stupid. They don't want to work. They got all these other issues. And then the younger generation, they want to play on their phone where they're not even paying attention to nothing. They're literally, on their phone, texting and whatever they do. I don't even know. And when we pull up to a job, they don't even know what job we're at because they ain't paying attention to nothing. I can't even get Cam to hey man, do I got it that way? When I'm pulling out of a sketchy area or a sketchy roadway and I'm looking, trying to figure out if I can get out, you know, the young guy, he ain't doing nothing but playing on his phone. He don't even look and see. Hey man, help me out, dude. You're out here you're getting paid. Be alert, be attentive, I'm not saying you can't use your phone in the truck, but what I'm saying is that there is a balance. And see, kids don't know that. They don't know how to balance things. And it's my job and your job to teach them some balance, whether it be through scolding them or, making them be aware that, man, what are you doing? And well, you can't tell that man not to be on his phone when he's in the truck between jobs. Well, I mean, I don't want to, but damn, if I'm struggling, if I pull out somewhere and I couldn't quite see quite right, and he's sitting there, all he's got to do is look that way, and he doesn't, and that happens all the time with the young guy I got out here now. I mean, he does. When he gets in the truck, we could hit a Mack truck could hit us, and he wouldn't even know it. He'd just be dead. He wouldn't even see it coming, and that's frustrating to me. And then, when I see that's just one little thing. And then, not paying attention, because if they on their phone and I don't know. I mean, they're in it, dude, in it to win it. This is how it works, y'all. So when the young buck first came out here, he didn't have a phone that would do all that. He did not have service that would do all that. Having a job has enabled him to get a new phone and to get service where he can get service everywhere. So by him working, me paying him, I'm paying him to be less attentive when you look at it from the broader picture. And, if he was moving around these properties like it wasn't like nobody's business, and he was, proactive in everything, then I wouldn't have a problem with it. But when I look up and the weed eaters and shit are hanging off and to fall on the highway, when I look at, everything's out of fuel, when I watch him walk across the property and because he ran out of fuel in his weed eater and stuff like that, these are things that the help needs to be thinking about when they're standing around sitting in the truck on their phone while I'm finishing every job that we go to, every job that we're at, every job that we go to. Cam is in the truck waiting on me to get done, and that is becoming. If he covered all the bases, well, I wouldn't have a whole lot to say. But he's not covering the bases. He's not covering 9 times out of 10. He ain't weed eating everywhere he's supposed to weed eat. I mean, the other day, the young man didn't even jump back in the truck, didn't even blow off the front porch. I mean, and I have to think about all that. Did you do that? Did you do that? Did you do that? Damn, he's been in the truck for 20 minutes waiting on me. I said, ain't nobody else ever been in the truck on this job 20 minutes waiting on me. And Cam's not, and the young man is not a superpower or nothing. So, I mean, I've been doing the same properties for years and years. I know if I look up and you're in the truck, I know that you probably ain't done everything. If I think that, then I'm probably right, because, well, you're not no faster than anybody else. What it is, you missing stuff. You ain't being thorough. And even though the kids of today come off as they don't give a damn, it ain't that they don't give a damn. That might be part of it for some of them, but most of the time, they're not thinking about what they need to be doing. They're thinking about whoever they're messaging on the gram or whatever. I don't even know what he's doing on the phone. I mean, I ain't never had anybody come out here and as that young and be on the phone like that. What the hell? I'm making money every day and I'm not on the phone like that. He doesn't get paid. He's not a social media star or nothing. He doesn't get paid to do that. What the hell is more important than what you're doing out here? There ain't nothing, not nothing, because what ends up happening is you're not paying attention, to the job that's paying you. And if somebody's paying you, then they're paying for your attention too. That just in case, don't let me pull out in front of that truck, please. Help me out, man. I need help. And I'm not getting that. And then when you compile that with the edger and the weed eater rack, and a lot of the other little things that, just about every job, I have to tell them to go back and do something. And we're at 3 months. So we're going to cut his hours back. And if he quits, he quits. I got to cut his hours back because I can't count on him. So Monday, he's not working Monday. And if me and Phil get to a certain point, it's according to what I do on Saturday and Sunday. I know for a fact Phil and I are going to work Saturday. We're going to go do all the ones Saturday, and we're going to start on the HOA because I can't count on the young buck to get here, and I'm not going to wait till Wednesday, to get Phil to come out here. I'm going to be proactive. I said proactive in making sure that I don't get hung out to dry like I did this week. I'm not going to be out here by myself on the spur of the moment and having to do push mowing jobs. I'm not going to do that. I'm not. I can, but I'm not. And I didn't make it like this. As long as the guy's coming to work every day, then cool. But the most time Cam's going to get in from this point on is 3 days a week, unless he comes out here for those 3 days and he gets better. If he doesn't get better, this is where he's at. That's just the nature of it. And then like what Irv was talking about, we're going to be running into that here too. And so when that happens, well, then that's going to be even less days, So, and it ain't that I'm being a dick or nothing. It ain't that I'm being an asshole. I got to protect myself from the unknown. I'm not going to be out here willy-nilly around waiting on a 17-year-old to come to work or not. So, we're going to make it where I don't really, where if he doesn't come to work, it doesn't hardcore hurt me. Right now, the way it's set up, him working 5 days a week, and him not showing up, but 1 or 2, that's making it where I'm having to stress more than I want to. Well, Ray, being a business owner is stressful, right? But I'm going to make sure that we keep that stress down to a minimum. That's right. I mean, I don't want to fire Cam. I don't, because I think it's healthy for him to work somewhere and do something. It's just that the business can't 100% rely on him. And it ain't nothing that I've done. It's everything about this part is what he's done. And so now what ends up happening, I got to reel back, right? This is my thinking. I got to reel back some and make sure that I don't get in that spot again. And the only way and I didn't hire Phil just to say I hired Phil. I hired Phil to work, and Phil's a good worker. He doesn't know the properties and everything, but he's a good worker, and I can work with that. And so Cam's going to have to go back to the drawing board, start back over at 1 or 2 days a week, and build himself back up to where he can get 5 days a week. To get 5 days a week out here with me, you have to be, you have to be accountable, responsible. You have to be on point, and if you're not going to be out here 5 days a week, because I'm not going to pay for that. I don't have to, and I'm not going to. I was willing to take on Cam's pay and for 5 days a week, as long as he's doing his part. But I don't need him 5 days a week. Not when he's not. He's more of a liability than an asset. You got to be an asset. You got to be. I don't know how to explain it. And if you're not an asset, then and more of a liability than I want to deal with, then we'll cut the time back somewhere. I don't have to deal with it every day. Most people, most bosses in my spot would just fire him straight up. He wouldn't have made it this long. I'm trying to, I don't know, man, mentor and give the boy a chance. But, I can't put the business in jeopardy and my sanity in jeopardy to do that. It's not worth it to me. So What else I got? So today I got, well, yeah. So yesterday, let me tell y'all how I play head games with myself. And I don't know if you guys do this or not, or do you guys that are in the same spot I'm in. What I did yesterday is I was so, angry, I guess you could say. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Don't take it personal, Ray. Well, it's hard not to take it personal, but I was so angry yesterday that I was going off adrenaline. Defiant is what I was. Defiant in allowing anybody to control me and how I run the business. And with that being said, I made sure that I did the push mowing jobs. I made sure that I did all the jobs that I would need the young man on. Right? Because I knew that this morning when I got up and got out here and sitting in the truck right now, I knew that if I had 2 push mowing jobs to go do, that I would want Cam to come to work. Because number one, my adrenaline wouldn't be pumping like it was yesterday. And number two, I would be, well, my adrenaline wasn't pumping. I know that my adrenaline not pumping as good today as it was yesterday, because after I found out he wasn't coming to work, there was no looking back. It was go, and you're going to do all the work that I would need a guy for. So today, that little man in my head can't tell me I'm talking about the little man in my head. I'm talking about my self-conscious would tell me, hey, you need to call Cam so he can do this, so he can help you with these push mowing jobs. I went on and took care of that yesterday while my adrenaline was pumping. And now they're all done. So I don't need him out here the rest of the week. I don't need him out here today. And he did text me and says, hey, I texted him, I said, hey man, no work tomorrow. And he texts back and he said, okay, can I get my pay? And I'm like, sure. And so then he texts me back. He said, why not work tomorrow? Which was today. And then I went into, this is why. I said, well, let's see. Because these kids are really that naive. I said, so let's see why you ain't gonna work tomorrow. You laid out on Monday. You was off on Friday of last week. You laid out on Monday. I didn't work you Tuesday because you laid out on Monday. And then so you work Wednesday and then you lay out on Thursday. So I'm not gonna work you Friday if you laid out on Thursday. And then when you are here, you're in your phone and you're putting the equipment in jeopardy, and you're not doing a great job. I mean, that's the reality of it. You got to get better. And it all starts with being accountable. I mean, it's not rocket science or nothing out here. That's where it all starts with being accountable and doing a thorough job. And when guys are chasing their phone all day, I've never seen nothing like. I would hate to be a school teacher in today's time. Good Lord. Oh my God. I know any of y'all know school teachers. I would hate to be one, because I could not imagine the problems they have with cell phones in schools. Oh my God. I don't see how the kids are learning anything if it ain't phone related. They ought to make it where the phones won't work in the schools. You can't bring a phone to school. I don't know how I would be that's got to be the number one. I said the number one issue in middle school and up with kids these days. And I don't know what kind of rules they got in place for, cell phones in schools, but boy, I bet it's a huge, huge problem. So I did all those yesterday, so I wouldn't need him today, and the little man in my head wouldn't tell me I needed him today. So I woke up this morning, went to bed last night, woke up this morning knowing he wasn't working today, knowing that I got a sweet day today. See, if the young man worked, then he would be involved on sweet days too. You know, I guess I guess one thing about the youngsters these days, they want all the good and none of the bad. See, I get angry thinking about it, you know, but I don't have to think about it no more. I made a commitment to Cam, and I told Cam that he could work, and I'd pay him blah blah dollars, and this is what it would be. And if you did good, then we would get you more money, and blah blah blah. And he's not, you know, he has a good day here and there, you know, and then 5 bad days, and then not show up 2 days. So if he doesn't want to work 2 or 3 days a week, and let me see that he is doing better, then he don't have to. It doesn't matter, because I can work it. I can work it. And it's all because I got Phil. And it's all because I knew, based on my experience, that I was going to probably have a problem with labor when I was depending on the young man. And that ain't rocket science or nothing. We all knew that. So, but today I got these properties to do. The sun is already beaming. It's 8 o'clock and heading out. Anyway, yeah, y'all. Oh boy. Okay, y'all. So this is the one I do right here. I usually park right there, but I got to edge it. My guy hasn't been doing a great job of edging it because, well, he just doesn't know. And so, yeah. I'm gonna set y'all up somewhere and just go from there, man. And see, what I'll do right here, y'all, is like on this edge, this piece in by the road. What I like to do is I'll edge it, and then I'll put the bagger on and I'll bag it. See how tall it is? Yeah. So if I mowed first, then I don't get to use the mower to pick up nothing. I never understood that concept of mowing first on most properties, but yeah.
I used to play all day in my little sandbox with my backhoe, bulldozers, tractors, and such. Take a mountain out of sand as tall as I could reach. Dig a tunnel through the middle, playing on my hands and knees. I knew back then what I was gonna be. Yeah, that's a Caterpillar man. Years later, you could catch me underneath my mama's trailer. Had a shelter from a storm or through any kind of weather. Big roads and mountains, sand-fed traps. Yeah, my G.I. Joe would be the first to try 'em out. I wouldn't come out and mama hollered, come and get 'em. I was a Caterpillar man. Yeah, I'm a Caterpillar man. I'm proud of who I am. I'm sitting up high while I'm crawling across this land. Ain't nobody gonna push me around. Hey, I'm a Caterpillar man. Now my Caterpillar's out on my flatbed trailer. You need a job done, just give me a holler later. Pushing trees right over Cuddle Road through the center. Get my job done quick, never miss a lick of dinner. I tell you something, son, you better understand. Hey, I'm a Caterpillar man.
Okay, guys. So they're wanting me to remove this cedar tree that you can see up in there. I'm not getting off the mower and walking. You see that cedar tree that's leaning that way? So she wants to save the crepe myrtle, take out that cedar tree. I'll probably go and take out this pine tree, the little pine tree too. And all she wants to do is put it in the woods. Now, I could do that pretty easy. Having a skid over here is a little bit much though. It's hard to, I would want to have to have more than that. But I can cut that tree, probably not worried about the stump too tough, and then just drag it this way. And it looks like it's about as big as one of these, a little bit bigger than one of these Caster tires. So this is off-season work, man. So she said when it cools down and the leaves start falling, I want you to come over here and clean all that up if you don't mind. And I'm like, okay. So that'll probably be $1,400 bucks, something like that. But yeah, I'm in, man. I'm gonna back up and show y'all what it looks like from behind. You can see the pine tree right there, the cedar tree up behind it, and then all this sweet gum stuff right here. So yeah, this is a beautiful wall, $40,000 wall right here, y'all. $40,000. Plenty of money in the wall, gang.
Ruby red lips, ones I've been waiting all day to kiss. Finally quitting time, and I'll be home in just a little while. It's Friday night and I'm taking you out. Ain't nothing gonna stop me now. Pedal to the metal now, baby. Ain't nothing gonna slow me down. We're gonna have a Jeep double OD time when I get back in town. Since I've been gone, I had nothing but you heavy on my mind. Phone calls from you keeps me hanging here on the line. Everywhere I go, I keep seeing your face. Your lips on mine, I can't wait to embrace. Pedal to the metal now, baby. Ain't nothing gonna slow me down. We're gonna have a Jeep double OD time when I get back in town. So get your party dress on and I'll take you out dancing. Steal a little kiss or two. When that evening's done and I get you back home, there's just one thing I want to do. So I see you fellas later, gotta hit the accelerator. Baby's waiting, I can't hang around. We're gonna have a Jeep double OD time when I get back in town.
Okay, y'all. So got done with that one, and that's one of the rentals that I do. It's part of one of the commercial customers that. So now I got one more down here, and then 3 in the neighborhood. Pretty easy peasy. When I get in the neighborhood, it's easy there because I don't even have to load up, man. I can just ride the mower from job to job. Super easy, and I sprayed all of them last time. So yeah, 2 properties, and I'm over $200 right now. Pretty good, really. I've been working about an hour and a half. But I see when I don't have nobody out here, I don't have to be in a hurry to do nothing because at the end of the day, I'm saving whatever I'm paying them. So it's a pretty big deal. I can stop right now and go home if I wanted to. But we're just gonna we ain't trying to kill ourselves. We're just gonna keep steady. I'm doing good though, man. I feel pretty good too, man. Yeah, it's 85 degrees. It ain't got stupid hot yet, but it's gonna get there for sure. Yeah, man. Doing it, man. Doing it. Doing it solo. But see, the mindset is a lot different because I'm not worried about nothing. When you got employees out here, there's always some stuff to worry about. Plenty of stuff to worry about. So this Bermuda grass is catching hell, though. Even the more lush yards, they're struggling. It's so hot, man. And the kind of rain we've been getting ain't the kind of rain that soaks it. It's the kind of rain that gets on it and then the sun dries it right off. And, you know, since water attracts the sun, if it's enough to drench it and, you know, soak it, it's different. But we're getting rain and then the sun's coming. I mean, it ain't even really rain. It's just, you know, little 5-minute shower. And then the sun comes out on that wet grass and it's just beaming. And then that drying the grass out. Even his yard is looking bad. Damn, dude. Okay, guys. Yeah, man. I gotta get gas. I had to go on and get this money coming in. You know. So my Gatorade tilt trailer is ready. I'll probably get it. Probably next Saturday or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what day. They're going to tell me when it gets to Georgia. If it rains or something next week, then I'll go on a rainy day. But I'm not going to drive up there during the week unless I have to. So I'll be at 675 or so by the time it's all said and done today. And ain't got an attitude, ain't sweating nobody, ain't stressing about nothing. I tell you what, solo is gets more and more appealing every year. It does, especially when you get to this point, because by this time you done got them all situated. Anyway,